You get 1d4 a lot, right? Well, let me show you how to punish it and start winning more games. I will show you killer lines in the Englund Gambit that will make you win and destroy your opponents, very in detail. And the best part is that we already know what most players are going to play, so you will be prepared for whatever they do and you will play the top moves. Watch the full video and you will understand how to play against D4 players, start winning more games, increase your elo, and play like a grandmaster. And of course, if you want to get to 2000 elo in 6 months, then send me a message. Let's dive in and let's start crushing D4 players. Before I show you the moves though, let me explain the methodology. If you want to jump straight to the action though, like you will have timestamps in the description, so feel free to use it. And okay, so chess is infinite, right? And if you wanted to study all the possible continuations and all the possible moves, then this would be a 6-hour video, and yeah, I would need to be much more prepared, which is not the case. So we will focus only on the first, second, and third most popular moves. And what is most popular move? Well, for this, I use Lichess database that has all the games that has been played in Lichess. So if I tell you any percentage, such as this happens in 40% of the games, means that in Lichess has happened 40% of the times. Yeah, and with 40% of the times, I'm speaking about millions of games. Okay, so the statistics are pretty accurate, and therefore we could predict kind of what your opponent will play in your elo. So I will show you the top moves for the first, second, and third most popular move that could be top moves or could be blunders. We will see in the video. But the idea is that you will be able to understand what's going on no matter what your opponent plays and play top moves every time. So your elo will increase, of course. Remember to watch the full video so that you understand how to punish top moves and how to punish blunders. Well, let's get to it. Okay, so we will start with the third most popular continuation of the main line of the Englund Gambit. So okay, we start of course with e4, d4, sorry, e5. They will accept the gambited pawn. We attack it. Very simple, right? They defend it, of course, top move. And now we have queen e7, putting a double attack on the pawn, which is only defended once. But also we go for this check, and hopefully we can get that b2 pawn. So here black can play a number of things, but in this video we will focus with what happens if they go for the main line, as I told you, which is bishop f4, defending the pawn once again, and also allowing us to go for this check. And all this video will be starting from this position, okay? So please keep that in mind. So okay, queen b4 check, forking everything. And here the top move is to block with the bishop, hitting our queen and allowing us to take the b2 pawn. And if we go for that line, then white is actually winning according to an engine, and they will have much more development for the price of this pawn. So if you want to know how to punish and how to play in this line, I mean in bishop d2, then you have to watch the whole video because it will be the last part. Here we will continue with what happens if they play the third most popular move, which is actually a blunder, and it happens in around 15% of the games, which is c3. Yes, hitting our queen. We can take there if we want, but here the top move is just to capture the undefended bishop, right? And okay, here they can continue many multiple, like basically with 3 moves, but the most popular move, which happens 50% of the times, they will just play e3, attacking our queen. Of course, we can't take the pawn because we would blunder the queen. And if we take it with the knight, of course, we would blunder the queen. Yeah, so we have to move our queen away. The question is, where? Well, it's very counterintuitive, but we go to f5, allowing bishop d3 with an attack on the queen, and it's exactly what will happen. And we just go to e6. We keep attacking the pawn twice. And okay, here they could just castle, and in that case, of course, we just take the pawn, and we could see something like capture captures. And here they have to be careful because if they play f4, hitting our queen, then of course we would just take here with check. And after something like this, for example, we will have to be careful with this. So maybe we could interpose with the bishop, and if they go for this, then we could even get this pawn. But okay, how else can they continue? If we go back here, yes, they could also try to play knight bd2, just going for some development. And in this case, of course, we just take the pawn. We could see like something like takes, and then we could see e3 just going for development. And of course, we also go for development. So knight f6, and we would have this position. You are winning, you are like a bishop up basically. You also have like this bishop d6 move. Maybe you could go for these diagonals that look pretty good, because this diagonal is already weakened and the position on the queen side is weak, so we don't expect them to castle queen side, right? And of course, the third most popular move in this position is to play g3, attacking our queen once again. And of course, we want to keep the double attack on the pawn, so we go knight f5, queen f5. And here we don't have to worry about this, which attacks our queen, because we simply take the pawn, and that's it. Yeah, so they won't go for that. Instead, they will go bishop h2, g2, of course. And well, here we could just take the pawn, and we could see something like captures, and we will have to be careful with this bishop, right? They will castle, of course, and then knight f6. Again, we want to play c6 at some point to hopefully diminish the power of this guy. And after they develop the knight to d2, of course, it's like the only good move they have to develop the knight. Of course, bishop c5, aligning our bishop with the king. And we don't have to worry about b4, we just go back. And since they don't have a dark square bishop, this guy will be uncontested for the rest of the game, and we will have a very powerful bishop already in this diagonal, which prevents f4, so we are happy with our position. I think that's it for this line. Let me see. Yeah, I think so. Now, coming back to this position, what happens if they play the second most popular move, which is knight c3, sorry. Well, of course, we have to capture the undefended bishop, and from now on, we will have to be very precise here. Only if they play the top move, which is the second most popular move. So, but first, let's see what happens if they play the most popular move, which is actually a pretty bad one. They will play e3, opening their bishop, also attacking our queen. We don't worry about it, we just go here. So we move with tempo, attacking this pawn and also pinning the knight. Yeah, well, they will defend it with the rook. Now we just go back to c5, putting a double attack on the pawn. Now, what happens if they play the most popular move, which is bishop d3? Then, of course, we just go for the trades, and now they will castle. Of course, they are gentlemen, and we play c6, top move. This controls the knight pretty well, and also it prepares d5 in the future. So very good move. And now they will blunder. They will play f4, the most popular move in this position, f4. Now we take here. Of course, they have to go here, and now we have to be careful. If we play something random, let's say, I don't know, h5, then of course we blunder the queen. So we don't want that, right? Instead of that, we interpose with the bishop. And now if they go for that idea, then we could even take the pawn, and we don't have to worry about this double attack because our pawn is defending. So pretty good. What happens if they play the second most popular move here instead of bishop d6? What happens if they go bishop b5? Pinning, not pinning, but attacking the bishop. Well, doesn't matter, bro. We just go for the trade again. Yeah, nothing happening. And now we play c6 with tempo. And they have to be careful because if they go to c4, yeah, which is the most popular move, bro, then we play d5 with tempo again. And now our bishop is on the game. This diagonal is also pretty good, so they have to be careful. And if they go to d3, which is the second most popular move, well, we continue developing with knight f6. Yeah, and bro, we are good. We are good. This is coming. At some point, this will be opened. We have bishop e7, so we're pretty good. And if they play the third most popular move here in this position, which is to attack the queen, well, we don't have to worry. We have this check, queen a5 check. They will block it 50% of the times with c3. And now, of course, we go for the trade. And we will get to this position also attacking the undefended knight. If they go to defend the knight, which is the second most popular continuation, bro, then of course we play d5. We wanted to play that move long time ago. And if they go back to g3, bro, then h5. And now look at this. Our rook has a natural way in the game. We could castle queenside if we wanted. So yeah, like this knight there was a liability and allowed us to play d5. And if they went here for the most popular move, which is knight g3, going to back to g3, well, as I told you, we go h5 anyway. Just opening our rooks, our rook, and also, since their queen side is exposed, we might want to play b6, then bishop b7, have this amazing bishop, and maybe castle queenside, or just develop the bishop and hide the king on f1, f8, sorry. Also a good idea since our rook has already a natural path to development. And I think that's it for this line, or am I forgetting something? Oh, of course I am forgetting something very important. All that was if they play the bad move e3. Yes. Now what happens if they play the top move? And it's actually the second most popular move, which is knight d5, attacking the queen and also going for this fork, and there's no way to stop it, so don't think about it. You just go to e4 and you allow the fork. Of course they will go for it. We have to attack the knight, very important. They will capture, and don't worry, we will get that knight later. And okay, here, how do you continue? Well, of course we take. They will take, and now we're putting pressure on this pawn, and they have to decide. If they try to defend the pawn, which is the second most popular move with 39% of the games, then we go back and we recover the knight. The best they have is just to give the knight like this. Of course, we capture, then they will play something like a3. They want to open their bishop. We continue with knight f6, of course, just eyeing these pawns, controlling the queen. I mean, the squares, not the pawns. They will continue with something like bishop b5, for example, just putting a double attack here. It's defended well enough, yeah, but we will have to be careful anyway. And now, of course, we continue with queen e5, centralizing our queen and also attacking the undefended bishop. They will play a4, of course, defending the bishop, and now we could play something like bishop d6, with the idea that if they castle, which I don't think it will happen, then they blunder mate 1, right? So basically we are not allowing them to castle. And if they play something like g3, then of course we go here. And they don't have b4 because of course we would just take. Yeah, forking, and they will have to be very careful with this position. So after this, well, there are no games in the database after this move, but here you have a pretty equal position and your rook has a way in. You maybe want to consider bishop sacrifices if he doesn't castle. No, actually no, maybe not. But yeah, basically that would happen if they go for the most popular move. I mean the top move. And now here, instead of playing c3, if they play e3, allowing us to take the pawn, bro, we go for the pawn. And this has an advantage. They will attack our queen, of course, and now we can play bishop before we check. Of course, they don't have this. They don't have this. Of course, we would just capture with the bishop. Only move. No, and actually they would need to block with the that's made in two. Yeah, so of course they don't have c3. And yeah, like if they block with the queen, we could even take here first if you want, or I don't know, up to you. Maybe just get the queen like this and then you get the rook. So of course they won't do that. They will just go here, right? They are pretty natural. And now we have to address the fact that our queen is under attack. So of course we go here. They will keep harassing it, and after we go here, we arrive to this position that is pretty playable. This bishop is very hard to develop. This knight has no way in, so maybe you want to just start bringing your knight into the game, then maybe align the rook with the queen, with the king, sorry, and you will have better winning chances in this position. Well, and finally we arrive to what happens if they play the top move, which is the most popular move as well. Well, here we have to pray because according to an engine we are losing, but thanks God we are playing against humans and not engines, and they will blunder, don't worry about it. So I'm sure that you will win anyway. So queen before ya, and of course they will block with the bishop, top move, allowing us to take the pawn, and that's exactly what they will do. And now here they have to be careful, because if they play the second most popular move in this position, which is bishop c3, attacking our queen, of course defended by the knight, well, then we have this move. Now they can't take because of the pin, so they will take. We capture, and we are threatening this fork, and also we are hitting the undefended rook. And where can they go? If they go here, for example, defending the fork, then we just take the knight, and we are a knight up with a better position, of course. Yeah, we could just start developing castle and everything's good. If they go here, then of course we could take. If they block with the queen, then we grab the undefended rook, only move, and then we go for the queen trade, of course. Yeah, we're winning. Or actually, no, bro. We will keep this check. And first, yeah, bro, brutal. And if they block, if they come here with the knight, then of course we go for this modern mate. I mean, not mate, they have to beat the queen, and we have a completely winning position. So yeah, that's what would happen. So they will go, instead of that, they will go most of the times there, thinking that they are safe, but the same threat, bro. We just go here, only moves to capture like this, and of course we are completely winning. So that happens if they go for the second most popular move, but the most popular move is knight c3. Yeah, well, we will go bishop b4 anyway. They will attack our queen, of course, only square we have to avoid blundering the queen. And now look at this. They lift the rook with an attack with the queen, and we have to be very precise here. We go back here. They will continue developing with e3. And I know that you want to get that pawn, but hold on, because here is where they will blunder, bro. We have to get this very tricky knight move. What's the idea? 25% of the games, they will go bishop d3, and this is a critical mistake, bro. We jump in. If they castle, which only happens on 8% of the games, is the second most popular move, then of course we take and we could arrive to this position, and if they attack us, for example, we just grab there, and bro, we are completely winning, so we don't have to worry about that. Now, what happens if instead of castling, they play the most popular move, which happens in 85% of the times? Then, of course, I mean, they capture, we capture here, they will recapture with the queen, and now look at this. We get to this position, they will castle 80% of the times, and now, of course, we get the pawn. We would say like something like this, and they will start, of course, pushing the pawns. We go back to f6, they will continue pushing, and of course we want to castle, and after they push again, we go back to e7, and we arrive to this position that is pretty good for us. Our pawn structure is immaculate. We only need to develop this bishop somewhere, and our rooks will be connected, and they have this weird looking pawns. Also, these are two weaknesses that we will exploit in the future, and of course their rooks are not connected yet. So yeah, we will have winning chances here. Now, what happens if instead of going to d3, sorry, here, yeah, instead they could go here, and in that case we are pretty much cooked. They have a better position. Now we could see something like castles and castles, and you would get this position. Of course, this wasn't possible because of the knight. I mean, the bishop also defends, so that's why. And yeah, you would need to pray, but still it would be an equal position. You keep your double attack here, so yeah, you would have winning chances as well, and your rooks are almost brothers. Yeah. Well, now what happens? Let's go back a little some moves before. Yeah, here. So the most popular move is to continue harassing the queen. But what happens if they go for the second most popular move, which is this one, attacking our queen? Yes? Well, first of all, we have to give this check. Very important. They will capture with the queen, and now, of course, we can take this. How do you say this pawn? Yeah, we attack the pawn, and they have to be careful here because if they go for the royal the fork, then of course we attack the knight. And what do? If they capture the knight, then of course we take here with check. The only move is to block with the queen, and honestly I think you should go for the trade, and you don't have to worry because you will get that knight eventually. It will like cost you some moves, but you will get that knight. It's trapped there, so you don't have to worry about that. So instead we capture the pawn, and they will go rook d1, just putting pressure here. And now we have to, of course, go king d8. Luckily, our bishop is supporting with the checkmate, otherwise that would be pretty lame. They don't have this, but they do have this, knight g5. Now they're going for this fork. But luckily, we have knight h6, the only move that holds, and we would arrive like to this position. That is actually pretty good for us. Well, or maybe not, maybe it doesn't, but at least our rook has a way of entering the game. This pawn is under attack. Our queen is kinda active, but easy to, well, first we would need to get this knight, but yeah, you would arrive to this position. And let me see if there's something else. I'm sure there's something that I'm not seeing, bro. Yeah, so here we go for this now. After we move our queen, so the most popular move, the second most popular move, and now what happens if they play the third most popular move, which is knight d5, attacking our knight, our bishop, and also going for this. Well, the same. We go for this check. Of course, they will capture with the queen, bro. And now, of course, we take again the pawn. Sorry, we we defend here. My bad. Sorry, we defend here. We don't want to see this fork in the game, bro. And they will continue with the same as I told you before, like knight g5, going for the same threat. Well, then knight h6, defending against that, and then we will have something like e4, supporting this knight. It's a monster. There's no way to defend this pawn effectively, so why would they defend it? And now, of course, we capture it. Then we threat c6 to kick away this very active knight, and we would have this position that I'm sure you can take from here. You have rook e8 aligning with the king. Both kings are in the middle of the board, so you would have pretty good winning chances. Well, guys, and that would be it for today. I hope that you learned and you are going to play these very tricky lines that will actually help you improve as a chess player and think like a grandmaster. So if you have any questions, or if I didn't cover a specific move that you wanted me to cover, then please leave a comment. It's very hard to cover all the moves, otherwise it would be a 4-hour video, plus I would need to really prepare it. But anyway, please leave a comment if I missed something, and of course, if you want to get to 2000 ELO in 6 months, then send me a message. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.